Daddy had to go over in the mule and wagon and get the doctor over at 140 to bring him over to deliver, because all of us was delivered at the house there on Sweet Apple.
Your transportation was a mule and a carriage and a wagon.
Yeah.
Were there any stills on the property at Lahkapani? Because I know we thought we came upon a still one time on the other side.
My daddy made moonshine, and he had his copper still was on display, and I don't know if it still is or not. I never saw it down at the Capitol. Yes, and they took it down there. It was a copper still, and but he had a friend and a policeman in Alpharetta that would come over there and tell him when the revenuers were coming. And yeah, sure did. We ate what we raised, and I would used to, after I got appendix out, they bought me a bicycle, so it had a luggage carrier on the back, a little bitty thing that you pull it up and put a box or something on it. And I would take the eggs down to Shadwick store and swap it for salt. And remember, we didn't get to go out that much. I mean, we went over to catch a school bus and come back. And the biggest part of my traveling in my younger days was riding the school bus, because he took us down to Crossville Road and come back that way. And I would pick cotton. I was short, so I could pick it. I was little. And the pick sack would drag behind me. And I remember when I was just in the 2nd or 3rd grade, and they came through and wired the house, and we got the house wired. And when we did that, Daddy bought her electric stove and a washing machine, and and a refrigerator. No, we didn't have any closets. We just had nails in the wall that we just kind of hung them on. Maybe 3 changes about all we had, because. But anytime we got ready to, if there was a funeral or something, Mother would always make a new dress or something. But we were poor. But didn't know it. We didn't know it. I didn't know.
Something to eat.
Oh, never cold and hungry,
Yeah.
Never went to bed hungry.
What was Christmas like?
We made the decorations for the tree, and then Daddy would usually go and come in. Look what I found outside, look what Santa Claus left outside. So he would bring us fruit or something. We didn't get that many toys or anything. Occasionally we would get toys, but most of the time we just got fruit and candies and stuff. So, I guess the way I was raised is the reason I'm as healthy as I am today. I mean, never talked on the phone until I graduated from high school. I mean, I was so, did not realize how much I didn't know.
And blissfully happy without knowing all that.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
My earliest memories of Lahkapani go back to 1947, and my dad came home one day and said we bought a farm way out in the country, and it's outside of Roswell. None of us had really been up there, but it was a real magic place, wonderful place. That we all enjoyed, and I think it had a big formative role in how we grew up and what we grew up to be. Lahkapani is completely quiet. You're surrounded by nature, and it's like heaven. And that's what we're determined to preserve and to make available.
I don't think a day goes by when I don't think about something that happened to us or something I observed up at Lahkapani. It was just a huge part of our lives, escaping from Buckhead. It's a completely different lifestyle down there from what is real up there. And it was just good, wholesome, natural, simple, delightful fun.
And we would go there and spend the night in your sleeping bags on that thing. Remember that thing? And we'd wake up in the morning, we'd see Jupiter over there, and the Daddy bought that cheap telescope for us, and we'd sit out there and watch the stars at night. And it was just, and sit on that lake at Lahkapani, you could sit there and just watch, just be on your back and look up like that. We'd sit there and watch shooting stars. It was, and it's still like that up there.
Sort of a rite of passage up there, that if you were accepted as a city person, you'd be driving along with your hands up here on the steering wheel, and if somebody would go by, Dad would do this.
Yeah.
And that was a way of just saying, howdy do, good day.
They always would.
And if somebody returned that finger, then you were sort of accepted.
Yeah.
You just had to sort of casually do that. It was your little, hey, how you
Just a
doing
little
up here?
salute.
It was. It was a different way of life from what we were used to, and delightfully so. And it made all of us appreciate who people really are, and not maybe what they have or what their degree is or where they live. None of that. It's who you are, and you're smart if you can raise a beautiful garden, if you can survive on your own without the grocery store, if you have a simple life and you have healthy, wonderful children, you're a successful, happy person, and you don't need all the trappings. And I think all 5 of us children look at life that way now. We look at who the people are, not what they have. And I just thank my parents for that gift that they gave us of going up to Lahkapani every weekend. Dad wasn't on call, and more extended time in the summer. It just had a profound influence on all of us.
I really think that we were living quite in many ways very similar to the way things were back when our grandparents were around, except for cars and telephones. But when we went up to the farm, we didn't have all that. We did have a car, but we didn't have a telephone. You know, we had an outhouse, we had a well, in the original house.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was really, really great like that.
I think it is important to us. We do want to save that as much as we can. As landowners, we all need this to retire and, for the rest of our lives. So we need to get be able to sell our property where we can get enough money to live on. But the other thing is, with preservationists, we want to leave what we have and try to do this in a way that leaves behind a really good legacy. And these memories we're talking about now have some context when you walk in the land and you see where these things happen. It won't just be, it used to be there before they flattened everything out. And the other thing we want to do is try to set a trend about how to do 21st century development, where instead of flattening everything, you instead have your main amenity, the natural features of the land, and the home and where you live conforms to the land. Your main amenity is what's there. Your community, where you can go enjoy what we've enjoyed, what we talked about, and yet it's still, you have the advantages of being close to everything. Rossville, best schools in the country, the public schools, great dynamic of people moving here. They're the best and brightest, and they're creating jobs, transforming our area, great restaurants, new businesses. And yet we still have a lot of what was here before, and that's what we want to preserve.